I'm Scott. Joining me are my co-hosts Dan and Veronica. Before I bring them in, let me give you a couple of announcements. I am doing personal readings for $50 if you are a first-time client. My normal price is $70, so that's a $20 discount. And without further ado, because I can't think of anything else to say, I'm not really ready. I'm going to bring in Dan and Veronica. Come on, guys, open your camera, say hello. And
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
all right. So we're finally back for a regular show. And I was telling Dan and Veronica, I'm a little bit discombobulated today because I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning to use the restroom, and I made the mistake of looking at my phone, and I saw an email from Google. It's a Google AdSense. For those of you who don't know, when you're a YouTube creator, you get paid through Google's financial app, I guess it's called. I need to have a US bank account to do it, which I don't have. So I connected it to my sister's bank account, which has not been a problem for how long has it been since I've been monetized? Like 8 months or something.
Yeah.
And I get paid on the 21st, and it's always been there, no problem. And this time I got this email from AdSense. It said my account had been deactivated, and kind of freaked me out. And when I looked into it, they didn't give me a reason. And when I looked into reasons for deactivating an account, if your account was inactive for like 5 or 6 months, it would be deactivated. My account has not been uh, inactive for 6 months. So why was it deactivated? If there are any YouTubers out there who had this problem before, and I haven't received any strikes, of course, I'm here. We're here.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows, I mean, I think it probably just is, I don't know, not a big deal. I'm in the process of reactivating it now. That's where they're going to put less than 25 cents into my sister's account. She'll tell me how much that amount is, and then I plug it into Google, and then they'll reactivate it. So fingers crossed, because, and wouldn't you know it, guys, because of the success of my videos with Jason Q and Honey C recently, this is my biggest paycheck ever, So it's on this one that this happens. But it's like they owe me the money.
Because I just hit 1,000, so I'm gonna be monetized, and I was having trouble getting in and getting my tax stuff on there, whatever. So maybe they're just down. I don't know. We'll wait another day.
Yeah. You said you wanted to do a reading
like
on
they
it.
owe me that money. So it's like,
oh yeah.
Huh? Do a reading on it?
Yeah, you could do a general where
I'm a little freaked out about doing it.
Well, you could do it. How about this way? I heard that the QFS is running side by side. So everything that's happening is being documented separately. So when the switch happens, I'm wondering if all those companies that we're dependent on is just going to change over, keep the name, but be in the QFS system, so that there's just a hiccup and then it.
So you're talking.
You know what I mean?
You're talking about that list of websites that we were looking at before that are affected by the SVB going down.
Yeah, because they're all tech. It's all tech companies, and if it's running side by side, if the quantum system comes in, it could easily just take that stuff over, keep the name, and just run it. So side by side.
Probably, they'd probably be able to purge out any illicit activity that they may have been used for as well. Okay. No, I'm not going to read on it because I'm a little bit weird about stuff like this. I'm not sure if the cards are telling you what's going to happen or if you make what's going to happen based on what the cards are said. I don't know. I'm just,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna, if anybody out there wants to do a reading on it for me and tell me, that would be okay. But I do want to look at this list of companies. Dan, do you have that list in front of you
Yeah, I do.
of websites?
Now this is
Just because
the
there are
list.
people
Yeah,
out there who maybe have these. Read the whole list, and then
yeah.
we're going to do a general look at how these are going to go.
Now the list you gave me isn't the same list that I had. I found somewhere else. It has most of them, but it's not the same. But I'll just read off this one. Coinbase, DoorDash, TikTok, Twilio. I don't know what that is. Played, Affirm, Etsy, Zoom. What we're on right now. 23andMe, Airbnb.
That one needs.
Yeah. DocuSign. I don't know what that is. Udacity, Betterment, Checker, Klarna, Marqeta, NerdWallet, Stripe, WeWork.
Oh, that's a big one. Stripe.
Yeah.
That's what my buy me a coffee uses to communicate with the bank.
Yeah.
So that's a big one for me.
Impossible Foods, which that makes me think of fake food.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
it's-
that's what that
yeah.
is.
Instacart,
Like fake.
Patreon, Big Commerce,
That's another one.
Farfetch, Lemonade, and Postmates. A lot of these I don't know what they are.
Yeah, but maybe some listeners out there, viewers out there, do. So I'm just gonna. I can't do each one individually, but I'm gonna just do the whole everybody that's on that list, all the sites that are on that list, just in general. How it will it be something like what Dan said? They'll just be grandfathered into the quantum financial system. Okay, coffee's kicking in a little bit now. I'm feeling a little bit better. And like I said, if anybody's had an experience like this before, if you're a Google partner or a YouTube partner, and you've had your account, oh, I need to fix my cards. I'll say I got some cards that are not right here. So yeah, if anybody out there, if you've had an experience like this where your AdSense was just deactivated for no apparent reason, I'd like to hear about your experience. Hey, we got 88 people in the chat. 88, great number.
Strong.
And Veronica, congratulations to you. So you've got
Oh, thank you.
1,000
Yeah.
viewers
Yeah.
and 4,000 hours now.
Oh, I have a lot of hours. Yeah, I don't know how many hours, but yeah. Jason has definitely helped me, and you have helped me because you let me take the videos.
Well, you earned
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Well, I show my orgons too, the pyramids and stuff. So I have a lot of those videos.
Oh, and you changed the name of your channel recently, right?
Yeah, Orgon Princess, because there was this guy on I think you're on his channel too. He sent me an email and he wanted me to make up a name for myself. So I'm like, what am I gonna name myself? You know, then like he's like Orgon Queen. I'm like, well, I'm not quite a queen yet, but I'll be a princess.
I like it. When I saw that, I prefer that over the last name. I think that
It was too, yeah.
Here's
I think
that
it's
list that go ahead.
Huh?
Here's the rest of that list. A few
Okay.
you might recognize.
Oh, SpaceX,
Yeah.
Dropbox,
Tesla,
Everbright, Fitbit, HubSpot, LinkedIn, Hulu, Robinhood. That's all that crypto. Remember they got in trouble with the crypto.
Groupon,
Yeah. SpaceX, Tesla, Uber,
Hulu. Did we say that?
Zillow. Someone in the chat said talked about that DocuSign is about what they use for signing documents and legal stuff, and the real estate really uses that. And that combined with Zillow, Zillow's huge real
Right.
estate.
Right.
Kickstarter's a big one.
Ring
That's it.
Central.
Okay.
No, that is
All
that
right,
Ring?
who's gonna- Peloton.
All right. I got these cards ready to go. So let's take a look at this. What a fool. I want to say right off the bat, first off, so this is everybody who's involved with all of these. Number one, trust the universe. The universe always takes care of you, right? If you're a good person, and if you have oh, I we've got nothing to worry about. And I think there are a lot of people who, in the past week since the banks collapsed, a lot of people are really maybe even depressed about it, worried about it, anxious about it, lots of emotions about it. But the fools trust the universe, and the universe always takes care of us. And things that we can't really know right now are about to come out. The Wheel of Fortune. So oh, and this I think goes with what Dan said, how the wheel will turn and those apps get uh re repurposed into the quantum financial system. Um, so look, we have nothing to worry about with that. I think, and actually, I'm going to take this. I'm going to apply this to my AdSense thing. That every time something like this happens, and I get anxious and I get worried, and I worry about because I'm doing something I've never done before. I've never earned money this way before. It's kind of like walking a tightrope. You never know when you're gonna make a wrong step or the wind's gonna blow you the wrong way. And it's not like you have a job where you get a paycheck every week or every month. Um, but every time something like this has happened, it's been fine. I've been fine.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, when am I ever going to will I ever get to a point where I don't get anxious when little things like this happen? I don't know. And you would think I, of all people, because I preach this to everybody out there all the time, trust the universe, trust everything will be taken care of for you. And it's happened for me time after time after time, but still I get anxious. Why? Why do I do that?
You know what? When you say that, it makes me think of you ever have a dream, an intense dream, and someone's in it and they wrong you, and you wake up and it was a dream and nothing happened, but you still wake up like irritated with that person or pissed off at that person, and they didn't do anything. It's
Did
almost
I
like
punch
that.
you one night?
No, I punched you
Oh yeah, Dan woke up one night and punched me,
when we were dating, right?
and I still married him.
I don't know. I just woke up like sleep fighting, and I hit her like twice in the back of the head. I was like, she was like,
You know, the same thing happened to me. Okay, a lot of people know the story about Anna, the woman I met on the Appalachian Trail, and when we decided to hike together, we went through our packs and we threw out things we didn't need if we had two of them. She had a knife this big, and it was really heavy. I'm like, "What do you have this knife for?" And she's like, "For protection." And have to understand, I only knew the girl for like a couple of days really before this. I mean, I'd known her for a week, but we only spent a couple of days together. And the very first night camping, she had a nightmare or something, and she started like attacking me in the middle of the night. And I had to literally like grab her wrist and stop
Oh my
until she
God.
came to herself. And I'm thinking, what the fuck have I gotten myself into? Is this, she looks like such a sweet, innocent thing, but is she really just some kind of psycho? But that was just the first night. It must have been because it was our first night together or something. But yeah, I was a little bit worried that night. Kind of like what happened to you guys when you were dating. All right. So I feel a little bit better now. Having a laugh. What's up in the news, guys? Hey, I want to ask you, and I tried to find it about. I heard about this speech that Mr. T gave recently
Mhm.
that indicated a whole bunch of things that were in Nasara. Was that in his last rally that he did? Can't remember where,
Yeah.
but where I heard Jason Q talking about.
So we were going to have Jason on and ask him this question because it was right after the rally and people were getting upset. We had a couple people started getting black pilled and freaking out because when he was talking about quantum stuff and freedom cities, people were freaking out thinking Trump supports 15-minute cities and they're freaking out. And which he and it's hard for us to get a different point of view because maybe we like Trump so much we can't see what's in front of us. But when I know about 15-minute cities. The whole point is that you don't have to leave. Like, our town, we don't have to leave because everything is here. But Trump was talking about like quantum jumping and travel and stuff
Yeah.
like that and getting places and going. So if each of us had like an actual plan for a city, like I want to make one that's filled with trees and vegetation, and Veronica wants to make one that's more about getting around. Like if we have a plan and they like it, we can go out and build a city. They'll actually build a city out in an open area that has that idea or that plan. So that's not 15 minutes. That's like, I don't know what that is, but that sounds like Veronica brought. What did you say it sounded like? The
Like the humanitarian
humanitarian
projects, because they're taking the land from the government, giving it to the people for the people to start their own communities. It doesn't sound like prison to me, right? It sounds like just what he said, freedom, you know?
So I mean, and that's why we wanted to ask. So maybe, I mean, you could talk about what was he getting at when he was giving that speech? Was he talking about is he really evil and he was talking about 15-minute cities, or was he talking about the future with the QFS and freedom and you know
But where was that
that was
speech? Where did you?
Well, that was just like a little 3-minute
part
like,
of the speech.
not part of the speech. It was a different clip.
Now he was. Are you talking about the location where he gave the speech, or
No. Where could I
We're
find
talking
it?
about
And
two
also,
different things.
yeah?
Because there was his this little clip that he, a little speech that he gave, and then there was his rally. We didn't
yeah,
watch
no,
the
but
rally, so we don't really know what he said at the rally.
like 2 hours, and I
But we did
really
watch
don't
it,
have the
too.
time
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah.
So, but the clip you're talking about, what was that from, and
That
where
was
could I
literally
find that?
just about 15-minute, like
in
the
the rally, yeah.
freedom cities.
Freedom cities. That was in
That
the
was
rally.
just
Part of
like
his
that.
speech.
Right.
Because most of his speech is
Um,
the same thing we've heard over and over again. Him talking about what he's done, what they're accusing him of, and what he's going to do. So,
all right, and I might sound a little ignorant here, but this thing about the 15-minute cities has come up fairly recently, right?
yeah.
I wanted to mention this when I went to Bangkok to that smoke shop and I was doing the tarot cards there. Um, the Arab guy who was the nice Arab guy, um, I told him I live out in the suburbs, and he's like, "Oh, why don't you live in the city? It's so great. Everything's within 15 minutes." And he didn't mention the 15 minutes, but he started talking. So it's like this is something that got so quickly into the what do you call it, the mass consciousness or the collective consciousness, to where this guy's and he's like trying to talk me into it, and I'm like, And he's like, you ride a motorcycle, that's dangerous. I've been riding motorcycles since I was 12.
Yeah.
And by the way, where I live, everything I need is less than 10 minutes away. There's 10 minutes
Yeah.
away on my motorcycle. So the 15-minute city, I guess that's walking 15 minutes too,
Yeah.
right?
But
So you're not
now,
burning
Scott,
energy.
you and I, we've listened to a guy named Freeman Fly, and he's been talking about smart cities, because that's what it is. It's a smart city, and they just renamed it 15-minute city. And what people don't understand is they're not going to make a new city. They've already been changing the current cities into 15-minute cities, because Freeman Fly says he's in one of the first three, and I think he's in South Carolina. He's actually in one of those cities that they're bragging about how it's going to be a smart city. So,
Okay, here's my question, and this is what
Yeah.
might make people angry, but how is that a bad thing to live in a 15-minute city?
it's a
How
bad
is
thing
that bad?
because the selling point is everything's nearby at 15 minutes, but
But they
there's
don't let
no
you
yeah,
out.
there's no
They
reason for you to
don't let you
leave.
out.
So if everything's within 15
Right.
minutes, you're not allowed to leave.
Not allowed to or don't want to. See, there's
Well,
a
at the beginning, it's going to be you're not going to want to leave. You know what I mean? It's always the sweet talk
yeah,
before.
right, honeypot thing. Anyways, it doesn't sound like such a bad thing to me, as long as and we all know that the white hats are in control. We all know that we're going into this golden age.
Oh, exactly. Yeah,
So
we know that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
prefer to see the most optimistic view of it. And I'll tell you another thing. So this world could populate 20 million people. I've heard that before. And one of the ways to do it is there's so much wilderness area that could be used for humans, deserts and things like that. But also, I remember this from some science documentary I watched a while back. But we have the technology now through things like uh, carbon carbon fibers to build buildings that are a mile tall and 5 miles wide. So imagine like what is it, the Eiffel Tower. It
Mhm.
kind of shaped like that, okay, and like a mile tall. And you could have like 1 million people live in this building, and you'd have all your offices, all your residential, all your, everything that people need for infrastructure there. And then underneath that building would be nature, right? Would be the natural environment for animals and things. So you would live up in these high rise mega cities. And then if you want to go camping, you simply go down to the earth, you go down to the ground. And I don't know, I had when I first heard about this, I went, man, that's a great idea. These sky cities,
Wasn't
you
that
know.
in, like the
So
Jetsons?
When you're saying
yeah,
that,
right, very much like the Jetsons, huh?
all I can think of is that movie Dread, though. Have you seen it? You know that the current movie, Judge Dredd movie.
Judge Dredd. There's a new one.
Yeah, there's a new one. It's really good. It's more like the comic. The actor, Lord of the Rings, the guy with the long hair that was the Gondor, the horse rider.
Vigo.
No,
Oh,
no.
no. Okay, I don't know who he is.
He's the horse guys, the horse riders. He's the head, the son that got sent away. That guy. He's he's the Dread in it, and he never takes off the helmet the entire time. Most actors got to show their face, so the whole time he's got the
Right, yeah.
helmet on. But in that dystopian future, everyone lives in like 20, million, super high buildings that they don't ever have to leave. You know what I mean? And one cop is only one section of the building because it's so big. I mean,
Yeah. Okay,
I
well,
don't
I
know.
haven't seen that yet. But of course, you can take any of these things and you can look at them in their most nightmarish dystopian ways, or you can look at them in their,
Yeah.
golden age ways. So anyhow, I know I talked too much already. So what was the what were we doing here?
talking about the 15-minute cities, if Trump is talking about 15-minute cities or actual, well, the way he made it sound is like modern age, like going out into the wilderness, like the Wild West, going out there and making settlements and things like that.
Okay, so the way I'm going to ask this is, what was Trump really talking about when he mentioned those things?
And if you're going to go completely esoteric, he could be talking about going out into the lands beyond the wall, the ice wall. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I think
If
I
you're
heard
bringing back
Jason.
that spirit of exploration and things like that, I mean,
Uh-huh. Well, it's only the most positive.
But that's
I mean, with the eight of wands, one thing, it's going to happen way faster than what you could imagine. Um, but this is something that the alliance is working on, and it's the antithesis of what the cabal wanted, right? This is what it could have been, is what we're talking about, these prison cities, more like prison cities, where you can't leave unless you have a pass to leave the city. It's all the most dystopian things that people are imagining it could have been is going to be the opposite of that. um, oh, this page of cups is a little strange here, and it took me a while to figure it out. But what I was talking about, how these cities will be built above the environment, because it's sensitivity to the earth. That's what it is. It's putting people in a place where they're not destroying the earth all the time. But anyways, it's a sensitivity. It's a kindness to the earth, and dreams coming true for humanity. I mean, literally, and speed of travel. So travel will be really fast. And I like what you said, Veronica. Like the Jetsons would be like the Jetsons. I hope our flying cars make that little boop 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 sound.
yeah.
So no, this is super positive. Everything that Trump was talking about in that was about the coming Nasara changes that we're going to have. Rapid travel, um, humans living in harmony with nature. That's what
Mhm.
that page of cups is, harmony with nature.
mhm.
And then if you ever want to, get down in it, like into the wilderness, I mean, imagine a city where you have, like, you look down and you see animals just running around. Maybe too will be like fantastical animals too, unicorns and dragons and
Mm.
things like that. And then when you want to get away to the country, it's as simple as getting in the elevator and pushing earth level, you know.
Yeah. I'm
And then if
hoping
you
for
want to
something
get,
like, yeah. I'm hoping, like, say when you used to go camping on Appalachian Trail, and you know how like every ounce is like important when you're, how much you weigh and stuff like that. Can you imagine going back on the Appalachian Trail, but with like super durable, lightweight clothing, having your bag filled where you literally have a device, almost like Star Trek, you have a device that can like sanitize water for you to drink, and you can easily make, you know what I mean? And all you need is like a few devices, and that's it. You got food, you got water, you
well,
know.
at this point, I would need an anti-gravity belt to hike the Appalachian Trail.
Like the
My
Jetsons.
knees, yeah,
You know,
my knees just won't do that anymore.
because they had that in the Jetsons where he had it's like little rockets on his belt, so they don't have to walk anywhere. You can just float around.
Right. and your button pushing finger gets tired from working all day. I remember I remember that. George comes home and his fingers throbbing because he sat at work all day pushing a button.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to?
So
Oh, go ahead.
can we stay on Trump for a minute? And
Yeah, sure.
so there was a I don't even know, Stormy Daniels, right? Okay, for her name Storm, right?
Yep.
And she was wearing a necklace with a key on it. So is she the key? And Trump was calling her a horse face. Is she a Trojan horse?
Okay. Well, those are two questions.
Well, yeah.
And can we word it in a way that's not so yes or no, or why don't we just look at Stormy Daniels in general?
What is her role in all of this? Maybe.
Right. That's a better way to do it. That way we're getting all those questions in there, I think.
Because he is
And
supposed
who
to
is
be arrested, right? That's what they're saying. So
who? Stormy
they're
Daniels?
saying Trump is
Yeah.
going to be arrested Tuesday.
He's saying.
Okay,
He's saying he's going to be arrested.
he said he's gonna.
I
And
think
real
that's
quick,
great because
the name Stormy Daniels, but who is she? Who is Stormy Daniels?
You think
That's the one that
Yeah, I don't know her real name.
I don't know her real name.
Maybe
either.
that is her real name.
That is her real name.
I don't know.
Is she
I don't know.
a politician, reporter?
No, stripper.
Oh no, she's the stripper that
Oh,
is made
right.
allegations.
So
and,
that's
yeah.
why. So maybe that's not her real name. Okay,
Well,
she's the
probably.
one who made allegations against Trump.
Yeah, but they lost. She got like fined actual money, like 300,000, and her lawyer got sent to jail. So,
But now they're
Oh.
showing her again. She's in the spotlight again.
Yeah.
So
All right, let's see what's up with her.
you know, the funny thing, Scott, is that both sides are cheering for this. Like the liberals are going to be like, "Oh, we got him," and yet all of us are like, "Yes, finally."
Right. You mean the regarding the arrest? The arrest has nothing to do with Stormy Daniels, though, right?
Yeah.
well, who knows what it's going to have to do with?
The rest has nothing to do with anything. The department that's doing it, half the department doesn't want anything to do with it because they know there's no evidence.
Didn't all the lawyers quit? All the lawyers are quitting.
They're
or
refusing to
something?
do
I
it.
don't know.
So it's like a career ender.
Ace
So
and Sun.
what the heck is going on here? So now this sounds like what you said, Dan, about how her lawyer was arrested and she was fined and everything. So she got that. She was under the control of the cabal, right? Looks like. But what was it you said, Veronica, about those things that Trump said about her? What was that?
Oh, he keeps calling her a horse face.
Horse face. I don't know about that, but
Like, is she a Trojan horse? Is
a Trojan. Oh, okay. Oh, right. Okay. Well, if by Trojan horse you mean um she's being used in to do some kind of good, well then
Right.
yes, that makes.
right.
I was trying to figure out this Queen of Wands because especially she's got the Ace of Cups and the Sun. So something about Stormy Daniels is doing some kind of good. I don't know how exactly, but the person herself might even be like a really good person, and then because I would guess she's going to get a lot of blowback from this, so she's kind of or at least she's allowing her name to be used for something for the good. All right. And yeah, Trojan horse. Okay, that makes sense. That somehow she's being used to get something out in a way that people don't expect, which is what a Trojan horse is. Okay. It's the best I can do with that. All right. What
I don't
next?
see any questions. Come on, people.
Oh, you know what? You can.
Okay, well, good night, everybody. It's been a nice show. I'm not
know
really
what?
feeling like being here.
How about
Huh?
how about this one last thing? So not only is Trump,
We don't have to leave right away. I was just being facetious, but I'm kind of enjoying talking to you guys, really.
not only is Trump saying that he's going to be arrested Tuesday, some international group has put a warrant out for Putin and Xi. It's almost like these three guys who we think are all working together have all gotten warrants out for them. So
Okay.
Are they pulling the same thing in those countries as kind of we're pulling here, where they want to do something to activate, what we're hoping for?
Because we know they have to be out of the limelight, when the shit goes down.
Got it. All right. So what's going on with Xi, Putin, and Trump? What's the connection? Is there a connection between these three? Three. Excuse me. It's something different with Xi and Putin than what's going on with Trump. So I think what this is saying is that because the way we worded it, the original Xi and the original Putin are gone. That's why these two are blocked. And this is the 70% card. So it's not exactly the same in that regard to like what's going on with Trump. Something different. So anyway, the answer to that question is no. They're not doing the same thing there that they're doing with Trump here.
Okay.
Savage. Not real sure. But I want to go to the Trump arrest thing. Okay, sorry, I didn't get it clear. I just want to say that no, it's not what you said, Dan, where they're doing the same thing with those two leaders as they're doing with Trump. So what are the details about Trump's statement that he's going to be arrested? Like, did he?
All right, so I don't have the exact words, but the general thing that are getting everyone worked up. All right, so he said basically it's a witch hunt. They're gonna come arrest him on Tuesday, and if they do, all the patriots should get out there and protest it. And the news, the mainstream news is like, oh, he's telling everybody to do another riot and take up arms and blah blah blah. But that's the gist of it. Those are the two exciting points of it, is that it's a witch hunt, and he brought up Tuesday as the day and told everyone to protest if that happens. And it's when I heard that the Secret Service is in talks with the DOJ, which is almost like sounds like they're going to go to war. Like, even though it doesn't say that, like my feelings was like, is this like Secret Service saying if you're not going to do it the way we want to do it, like there's going to be a problem. So I don't know. It didn't say that, but for some reason, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, this almost sounds threatening, you know?
All right. So I'm going to ask this way. What's going to happen with Trump this Tuesday? That way we're not asking yes or no.
Can we say this week?
This
'Cause
week, right? Okay.
I heard I heard something for the 22nd. So, whatever. Just
Involving
maybe just say
Mr.
the
T.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Veronica. That's better than saying one day.
Because we know what happens with dates, right?
Yeah, right. Okay. What's going on here? Hanged. And we got an ace. So I think this is something that they wanted to do earlier, right? But it kept getting postponed. We have a surprise with a king and an ace. That's yes. I think it's a yes that he's going to be arrested. Which is going to cause a lot of confusion amongst those who are not awake, that are Trump supporters. But okay, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Yeah, I think he is going to get arrested, and somehow that's going to it's going to first cause a lot of confusion and anxiety amongst his supporters, but then it's going to strengthen the conservative movement. Going to maybe this will serve to wake up those conservative Trumpers who don't believe in Q and don't believe in that the election was tampered with and things like that. So yeah, I don't feel like I'm going out on a limb, because Trump said he was going to get arrested, and he should know better than anybody. The cards are agreeing, and it's going to somehow strengthen. It's going to bring unity from division, I hope.
Well, Elon Musk or whoever,
so I
whoever's
don't know, people. Looks like it's going to be a wild week.
Oh, am I mute?
This is true.
No. Elon Musk, whoever represents Elon Musk, he put out a tweet saying if Trump is indicted, he will win by a landslide. Like, the moment this happens, it's going to unify everybody, because
right. And I see that here. Let me take a moment, Dan, to say thank you, Jesse. Jesse's back in the chat, or in the. Jesse just sent a very nice donation as usual. He's not asking for anything in return. Thank you, Jesse. We missed you. Veronica and I were talking about you, where you've been recently. Hope everything's going well with you. So with that, Dan, did you have anything else to add?
No, nothing to add. Just that this was a we just had a quick show so we can get back into it, the hang of things, because it's been a while since we've done a Saturday show. So we'll be,
Yeah.
next Saturday we'll be on mark to get questions in the live chat and any buy me coffees and things like that. Because I think a lot of people weren't, ready for us to be back because we were off so long. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a couple of months ago, my clientele requests for readings dropped basically to zero. And that was one reason why these shows became very important for me, because I needed to generate some revenue. And everybody like Jesse and all the people who've sent their questions in, you guys helped me get through that. Now I don't feel like my back is against the wall and I'm not doing this for survival now. Now I'm doing this more for fun, and also to, to help people. And because of Jesse's very generous donation, I'm going to questions to the viewers in the chat. So if you have any question at all for the cards, put them in high caps. And then Veronica and Dan, if you see any questions there, I'll take any questions from anybody until till 11 o'clock.
well, let me look. And you show
Oh,
us
and
the-
while we're waiting for any questions from viewers, I want to make a couple of comments. Or, anyways, on our last Jason Q video, sometimes I get to talking and I forget that there are thousands of people listening, and maybe I say something I didn't really want to say that way. But I said what people heard me say was flat earthers are idiots. That's not what I said. It's not what I meant to say. And I apologize for using that word idiots. I used to use that word a lot. And I used to get in trouble for it a lot, and I've tried not to use that word so much anymore. And but let me clarify what I meant. So in the first couple of years of Flat Earth, going back 2015, I mean, when it really started to make an appearance in social media, YouTube, and in the human consciousness, collective consciousness, most of the people that I would encounter, I thought were the most intelligent people that I met. Okay, so it was really smart people were becoming flat earthers, and it was really great because there were a lot of great minds looking at this. Then over the next few years, as it became more popular, and by the way, go back 2015, if you walked into a crowded room and mentioned flat earth, nobody would know what you're talking about. Now there's almost nowhere you can go on this planet without people knowing about this. I met a random Thai guy and I mentioned conspiracy theories. And he said, the very first thing he said to me, oh, you mean like flat earth? That was the very first thing he thought of. He didn't think of 911. He didn't think of, aliens. Very first thing was flat earth. So then all these, I would say, not more normal people, not the intellectuals, not the really genius people, but just everyday people started piling into the flat earth thing, which was good. But then those people were able to be fooled so easily by the gatekeepers and the bots, or the fake flat earthers, right? And I'll give you an example. How many of you, and maybe Dan and Veronica, you guys too, how many of you remember this TikTok video of it's a man's voice. You never see the man, but he's got this very rich Southern accent, very kind of like likable sounding voice. And he's talking about the 1957 encyclopedia and the dome that was mentioned in Antarctica. So do you know the video I'm talking about, guys?
No,
Mm-mm.
no.
Well, I know a lot of people out there listening to this was a really popular video. Number one, nobody knows who made that video, as far as I know. Nobody, we never saw the man's face. And he reads an excerpt from a 1957 encyclopedia that, and it's just like one sentence, and it's something like a 15,000-foot dome of ice. And everybody's like, oh, here it is right there in Encyclopedia Britannica. They talked about the dome. It's there. And so if you go and investigate this, what it was referring to was an expedition in Antarctica where they were on these mountains. Now, if you look up Antarctica, it's the highest land mass on Earth. It's an average of 10,000 feet. The whole freaking continent is. Okay. And the mountains there are 15,000 feet. And because it's so cold there, all the mountains are covered in glaciers. Okay. So now imagine the mountains, a mountain chain like this. And then on top of that are glaciers. Now, when ice forms on top of a mountain, what shape is it going to take? It's going to take a dome shape. Okay. And so and at 15,000 feet, that's the height of the mountains. So they're saying the dome there is 15,000 feet. No, it's not. That's how tall the mountains were. And then the mountains were covered in ice. So, but everybody's like, here it is, evidence in Encyclopedia Britannica that there's a dome and it's right there. No, that's not what it was saying. And you have to dig into these things a little bit deeper. So people will just listen to a 30-second sound bite, and then they think they have some information that nobody else has. And then they come out and they talk about it. And guess what? It makes them sound not so smart and easily fooled. And they were easily fooled. So that's what we got in the flat earthers. We got a lot of these people who are just easily fooled. And we also got a lot of, fake flat earthers who say things like Australia doesn't exist. I don't know if you remember that one, Dan.
Yeah, people bring that up all the time, and that's just stupid. It's one person that mentioned it, and then they repeat it 1,000 times.
You said stupid, not me.
Well,
and
that's stupid. How could you not believe that? It's Australian.
Yeah. The other one was, have you ever heard of Pac-Man, the Pac-Man son theory?
No.
So that's the theory that on the map, not this map, but the map where you have America over here and Russia over here, and it's this is west and this is east. So in this, the sun comes onto the earth from here, like from nowhere, travels across the earth, and then when it gets over here, like Pac-Man on the screen, it disappears from here and comes back over here again. Pac-Man son. Anyhow, I just want to make that clarification. I don't think all flat earthers are idiots. I think they're some of the smartest people in the world, but a lot of the newer flat earthers who don't understand science and physics a lot, they get easily fooled by the fake flat earthers, who then go on to parrot this stuff and make all flat earthers sound like idiots. All right, that's all I'm going to say about
a sticker from Sunflower, and then another sticker from Rick H. They didn't ask a question though, and
thank you guys.
You want to show off? Have the Oregon Princess show her for Oregon, where I'm figuring these questions out, because I got a bunch of them. I'm trying to.
Okay.
All right. If someone asks a question, if Trump is arrested, will the military come out? That's the plan. I don't know timetable, but if Trump gets arrested, that's like a triggering for events to happen very fast. So if it doesn't happen immediately, it'll happen soon after. Okay.
I sent Honey one just like this.
Oh, this is
cool.
Right,
oh yeah, that's something I'm
going to switch it up.
Hold on
Go ahead.
Hold on a second, since Veronica brought up Honey. I'm going to be meeting Honey the 24th. Veronica, do you know, are we going to do that live or are we going to record it? Do you know? since you're talking to her
I
for me?
thought she was sending you stuff.
Oh, no, I
I thought
haven't
this was just
received.
you on her channel. So I think,
Mhm.
isn't it you on her channel? I don't know how it's gonna be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll hear from her
So,
next week when she gets this. So I'll ask
so
her.
in one way or another, I'm going to be interviewed by Honey, and I'm a little bit nervous about that because
Don't be,
I
you'll
don't
be
consider
fine.
myself to be I don't consider myself to be really special in any big way. So I don't know how much I can have to say to her. But I just really like Honey, and it'll be my honor to be on her show, meet her again. Dan, you
All right.
find some
So
questions there?
yeah, we're gonna skip around because I want to do this one because you were just talking about it. Someone was just asking. Give you a quick draw. Is it true that the dome is completely gone? Now remember, Honey, when we talked to Honey C. Golden, she was talking about the dome disappearing because there's two domes and what she's seeing. So you could do a reading quick to see if it's gone, if the percentage is gone, or what's going on.
Yeah, once again, I'm going to take a yes or no question and I'm going to make it into an open question. Um, what's going on with the dome? By the way, the dome is different from the firmament, according going by Honey. I tend to agree with Honey C's model. Um,
Well, that
that
model would be similar to, you know how I think JCQ believes in the all the domes, you know, all the different domes of the 180
uh-huh,
something things. Well, that's what you'd have. You'd have all these
uh-huh.
domes, and then you'd have a major one that covers like all of it.
And the major one's actually the firmament.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on with the dome that covers Terra or Gaia, Earth. And Honey said that there's a like a hologram there now or something. Do you
Yeah, I
remember?
think so.
Wow.
Oh my god, a lot of movement.
So do you remember that the dome was put there to keep the cabal in, basically.
Yeah.
Um, so that you could think of it, it's a bit. I hate this term, but it was kind of like a prison,
Yeah.
right? So justice was imposed. Um, waters, waters above judgment. So there's been justice and judgment. So I think I think this is saying that it's the quarantine dome is gone. Okay, because been judgment and I'm sorry, justice has been served. A judgment was made, and then the dome was removed. And I think the reason we have this Queen of Cups is because what's above the dome?
Yeah.
Well, the firmament and then the waters above, and that's what this card is about, the waters. So yeah, I'm gonna say yes, that the confinement dome is gone. So now all we have above us is the firmament and then the waters that are above the firmament. Uh, so even though it's not saying here, I think because I already know what Honey told us is that we're now seeing a like a hologram or a projection above us.
Yeah.
And then when that comes down, we're going to see what's really there. That ought to be pretty cool.
Dragons.
Okay.
There be dragons there.
Here's one quick that I didn't even think about. I almost forgot about this going on. Diane Keel, will we get a ruling on the Brunson case next week? Now, if we have
Oh, that again?
I know. it's
now,
the third
now,
time, right?
now think about this. All right. Monday might be the opening of the market, and we may get a mini crash. Not a real one, but a mini one. Then Tuesday or Wednesday, you might get Mr. T arrest. And then what happens if you get a ruling? This could be the boom, boom, boom week.
Boom, yeah, boom week.
Right. Okay, so everything you just said is what I'm looking at. Yeah. All right. Boom week. So well, justice at the hands of the very top of the cabal. I'm sorry, not cabal. Sorry. Hold on a second here. This could be boom week for sure. So the what do you want to call it? The off-worlders, the ascended masters, who are the ones who are really in control of this. By the way, this is us, the moon. Complete confusion, a lot of fear. Like Dan said, a lot of people black-pilled right now. But wow, we have the Wheel of Fortune moving into justice. It's going to be a lot of legal things going on. So this could be the Supreme Court right here. Dan, I think that's what's going on. Justice could also be justice or injustice, Trump being arrested, and then some type of like victory for the people from the courts. So yeah, I could see this being as Trump going down on Tuesday. When is the Brunson case coming up again?
I don't even know. I was just reading the question. I didn't even think about it. I totally forgot about the case.
Okay, so there's.
I know this is the third time.
There's a post.
Go ahead.
There's a post, 17 post, 9:55. It's from March 17th, 2018, and it said next week, boom, boom, boom. So March 17th was Friday.
This week.
So it says next week, boom, boom, boom. Post number 955.
It could be. This could be it. This could be it, and I think it will involve the Brunson case if it does, or if not the Brunson case, it'll be some type of, maybe Trump will get arrested, and then there will be some kind of legal thing, or it has something in the courts is going to come from this. And I think it is, and we mentioned the Brunson case. I think the Brunson case might actually come up, and because of that. So I can't be 100% sure, but yeah, this week could be the week.
Because there's actually
there's going to be something going on in the courts. I can tell you that.
Right.
Maybe we won't hear about it.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
All right, we have one from Sunflower. She gave the super chat.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be in Australia. A man or woman in Australia. Is the military on the streets near Jervis Bay, NSW, Australia, for the good of humanity? I don't know what's going on there. I know Australia has it hard, but
yeah, once again, we're going to say, why is the military on the streets in Jervis Bay? Is that the
it's a
place?
Jervis Bay, NSW, Australia. I don't know what NSW is.
That's New South Wales. Okay, so let's find out, why is the military there? Okay, and guys, I think this will be the last one for today.
Okay.
Unless Dan, you see something that you think should be done, Dan or Veronica. And by the way, people, Veronica's not sleeping. She's paying attention. She is reading the chat and she's doing admin. Okay. So I don't want to hear any comments about Veronica not being a good listener or anything like that. Veronica's awesome.
It's also 11 o'clock at night here. I've been up since really early this morning, so.
And I'd say thank you to everybody who's staying up late to listen, and thank you especially to Dan and Veronica for staying up late to accommodate
This is
me.
fun.
Yeah, I've missed these shows actually.
Yeah.
It looks like they're looking for some bad guys who are on the run. That's what it looks like to me. So they might be closing the net, so to speak, as things close in. That there's somebody who's on the run, and they need to be brought to justice. This is a minor justice card players. There are some minor players who are out on the run, and the military is looking to round them up to bring them to justice. Okay, that's the best I can do on that. But they're not there to hurt you, right? They're not there. They're definitely on the good side, right?
All right.
All right, guys.
I think that's it.
I want to say thank you to 77X Wild in the chat for moderating. Stacy Marr, as usual, thank you. And I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
I need to get over this anxiety I have over my AdSense being deactivated. Did anybody out there have any suggestions on what was going on there?
I didn't see anything.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to stay positive and know that they can't take my money. I mean, it's not like they owe me that money, so they got to pay it.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll just
so
what's that, Dan?
Catch us all on with Jason Q tomorrow night.
Yeah, we got Jason Q tomorrow.
And if we have
9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time.
And if this is the boom, 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 boom week, everyone stay calm, celebrate, but stay away from people that don't know what's going on, because they might be going crazy. If they come to you, help them out. But if they're not coming to you, keep your distance. You know, I disagree with a lot of stuff we hear from like Cliff High, but a lot of the stuff I think he's on point with. Like when people snap, they're gonna get like all the stuff we know we've had for how many years or even months if you had time, but they're gonna get all the info in like minutes, hours. So
well, even before that, but before they get that, they're gonna wake up and find all their money gone in the bank, possibly, or you know,
Well, I
missiles
have
are
a busy week this week. I
flying.
hope it's not boom week. I have David Rodriguez on Thursday.
Oh yeah, plug that. Tell people about that,
Yeah,
Veronica.
David Rodriguez Thursday. Rion from Unite the Collective. He is hopefully gonna be on with us next week. SG and my friend Tom, who is an author for Amazon. So, or he's an author, but he sells his books on Amazon. So
Sells